My name is Zoe, and in today's video, we are going to be looking at how to do a backbend. So a backbend is one of those amazing movements that makes everyone go, wow, when you can do it. It's so much fun. It is definitely, I do want to say, it is not for everyone. So if you have issues with your spine or something with your back, your muscles where you know that you cannot do backbends, please don't do them. You don't have to do them at all. It is not essential to belly dance. It's not like, a shimmy or something that you really need to be able to do if you want to be a belly dancer. It's just, if you can do it, it's really fun. But there are so many other great wow movements that you can do if backbends are not for you. So know your own body, take care of yourself. But I am going to show you some exercises and technique that I use to help me do backbends. So to get started, if you have a yoga mat, we are going to do some exercises before we do the technique because it's super, super, super important. I mean, it's always important to warm up before you dance, but with something like backbends, it's even more important. Really, please, 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 please always warm up before you practice these. I promise you, the one day that you decide, oh, I don't have enough time, I'm just going to start, that's the day that you will injure yourself. So get a mat if you have one, and we're going to do some exercises to help us strengthen those back and core muscles and build our flexibility, which will get us having beautiful back bends. So let's start in an all fours position on our hands and knees. Knees about hip distance apart here, and we're just going to warm up the spine. So we're going to arch the back and inhale, and then exhale as we curve the back, rounding up. You may know this as the cat and cow pose from yoga, and this is just a great way to warm up your spine. So just let's do a few repetitions of this. Good, one more. Really opening up, getting into those back muscles. Good. Now come to a seated position. And we're going to do a little core warm-up. Warming up the core is also very, very important before you do back bends. So come to a seated position. And if you've done my class warm-up video, we do this one. Just bringing your feet out in front of you and just holding. So this is a great ab warm-up exercise to do because it's so simple. You don't have to do anything, just sitting here, squeezing those abs in, holding it as much as you can, relaxing your face, relaxing your neck, your shoulders, just putting all that tension into your core, maybe a little bit in your legs, but mostly into the abs. Good, and breathe. You can roll down for a second and roll yourself back up. We're going to do one more because, again, it's really important to warm up our core before we start doing back bends and to have an active core during our back bends. So this is a great little warm-up here. Holding, breathing, of course. Breathing into your back here and your rib cage into the sides. Just a little longer. You might be shaking. That's okay. Good. Okay. So now we're going to roll down. Now we're going to work on opening up our back a bit. So again, knees are about hip distance apart, feet underneath your knees, hands on the floor. We are going to tuck our pelvis in and now push the pelvis up and slowly peel that spine off the floor here. So we're starting to get into that back. You can also clasp your hands underneath yourself and try to pull your shoulders in together. That's also really going to help open up your chest and the upper back area. So just holding. Again, a bunch of these exercises are in my warm-up/workout videos. So you can also do those. And rolling back down. One vertebra at a time. Good. Let's come back up. And clasping the hands. So this is a really important exercise. If you want to get into doing back bends, I think this is a great way to get started. Good. Breathing. Rolling down one vertebra at a time. So again, we are really thinking about that spine, getting into it. And last time here, if you can, you want to try to work up, bring your feet in just a bit. Hands come under your shoulders here. And you're going to push up, if you can, into a bridge. So this is really great for getting you started with the back bends. Great exercise to do. Just holding it, stretching that spine. Good, and rolling down. So that one is really great to do. Now let's grab our feet here and just roll from side to side, relaxing that back that we just stretched. We're going to do a few more exercises. So now we are going to come onto our stomach. Now we're going to do a little bit of strengthening for the back. So coming onto our stomachs here, turn your legs out. You can put your head on the mat for just a second. And what we're going to do is we're going to lift ourselves up, just the upper back here, and hold. So this is great for building strength in your upper back, allowing you to hold your back bends and to have more support. Breathing and come back down and relax. Can be really difficult if you're not used to it, so build up to it. You might just do one the first day, that's fine. We're gonna do one more though, so let's build up. So, coming up and holding. Getting that upper back strength. Breathing. Good, and coming down. Let's push back into a child's pose. And just relax here. You can also do that, the back coming up faster. You can do like 10 fast ones. That's also in one of those workout videos. I do that one. So those are just some great strengthening exercises. And of course, stretching after that, very good for the back. Breathing. Great. Okay, the last thing we're going to do, just a final little warm-up before we get into the back bend, is just our neck. So just gently looking from side to side, and then head down, and very gently up, lifting. Good. Down. So we also want to be able to have this gentle lift in our neck when we do the back bend without hurting ourselves. So warming up the neck is very important. Let's do one ear to the shoulder and the other one. You can also press the head against the hand and the hand into the head to deepen the stretch. Good, let's just circle little half circles. Again, very gently, bringing our neck around. Good, and maybe a full circle, really, really gentle here. and the other way. Great. Okay, so now let's put the mats away and get into the back bend. Okay, so now that we're warmed up, let's look at the technique for the back bend. The first and probably most important thing to know with a back bend is that it comes from your upper back. You do not want to be really arching your lower back. You want it to come from about this height, about chest height, and then back. So let's just practice. I'll turn to the side so maybe you can see a little better. Let's just practice just a little bit, just arching that upper back. So think about keeping your core active, abs in, lower back strong, and opening the chest to the ceiling. And you can just start off very slowly here. So doing just a little bit to just get into that feeling of opening your upper back. You also, if you want to stand against a wall or hold on to something, that can always help, but you do want to have that activation in your core muscles. So just doing this a few times and letting your head kind of just gently fall back. You don't want to be crunching your neck. You want to think of lengthening your throat, opening, coming back again, opening and coming back. One more time, just still pretty small, thinking of just opening your chest as you do that. Now, in addition, let's think about pushing our hips forward, sucking that stomach in towards the spine, pushing the hips forward. Your knees will be slightly bent here, so come to this position. And now, again, push those hips forward as you open the chest. And as you can see, that already gets you going quite a bit deeper. So again, gently pushing the hips forward, opening the chest, and coming up. And you might notice that I am bending my knees more. That is a secret, a little trick to make your back bends look lower. Like if you, especially another trick, if you have your legs very wide apart here, and then bend your knees, you can get a really low looking back bend without really doing too much to your back and not causing yourself any injuries. That is a great one to do when you are facing the back. So then, especially if you're wearing a skirt, nobody can really see what your legs are doing. So then legs wide. And if you've worked on your back strength, you can just hang out here. This is also great for your legs. Do some arm movements. And coming back up. A little tip also, coming back up, what I've found helps me is to think about putting my weight into my heels as I come up. That helps me keep my balance. If your weight is too far forward, you're likely going to fall. So that's a second little tip for you. And the other, so back bends, usually I would do either facing the back like we just did, or a nice one to do is from the side or kind of diagonal. In which case, what really works well for me is to have one leg in front of the other, and again, a wide distance between the legs, pushing those hips forward, same technique here, opening the chest. And you can come down as far as you safely can. Of course, don't push yourself any farther. So again, build up to it. And I would say also start by doing slow. Go slowly. And then eventually you can work up to just, opening, but you really want to think about having the core activated, think about the correct technique at first, because again, with backbends, it is very easy to injure yourself if you are not doing the correct technique. So it's very important to go slow, get those elements, practice small, pay attention to all the different parts, to your core, to your upper back, to your neck. It's just a matter of consistent practice. Do those exercises that we did at the beginning. That will also help. And then you will be able to use backbends, use them in your dancing, which is so much fun when you can do it. So we're going to do just a little bit of adding some music with our backbends. You can again go as low or as high as you want. Please don't go farther than your body wants to go. Don't push yourself too much here. So we'll just do, you can do them to the side and then maybe do some little arm movements or hip movements. Come to the other side, doing another back bend here. I like to, by the way, when I do it on the side, I usually have my weight more on the back leg. Like a lot of times I don't even have my weight on the front leg. So that's another way you could do it. Again, maybe we'll turn to the back and do maybe the legs wide here. And coming up. So we'll just put on some music and have some fun with those back bends, going nice and slow and just enjoying the movement.
كلمة حلوة وكلمتين حلوة يا بلدي غنوة حلوة وغنوتين حلوة يا بلدي أملي دايما كان يا بلدي إني أرجع لك يا بلدي وأفضل دايما جنبك على طول وذكريات كل اللي فات فاكرة يا بلدي قلبي مليان بحكايات فاكرة يا بلدي أول حب كان في بلدي مش ممكن أنساه يا بلدي فين أيام زمان قبل الوداع كنا بنقول
So those were just some tips and exercises to help you have beautiful back bends. Again, take it slow, listen to your body, build that strength, build that flexibility, and you will get there and you will have these amazing movements to use in your dance. So I do hope that this video was helpful for you. If it was, please do give it a like, and if you haven't subscribed to the channel, I would love if you did. Share with any friends who might want to learn these techniques as well. Thank you so much for watching, and happy practicing.